What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. Today's Wednesday, July 8th, and I'm just going to be going over some of the trades I made today. Alright, so today was a pretty good day. Just another kind of base hit day. Up on the day, 811. Like I said, just a small green day, building that monthly cushion. So hopefully when the market gets hotter later in the month, I can take some more risk on some stuff. But there's no point taking any sort of risk right now because we've just had such a slow small cap movement, and so far in July it's been pretty terrible. But anyways, I traded these four tickers here: AIHS, AYRO, electric vehicle company, NNVC, and SOLO, another electric vehicle company. All my trades today were winners, even though some of them were small. I took two of my first ever short trades today, which I'm pretty hyped about. I'll go over those. Yeah, all winners, perfect execution today. Great day, cannot complain. Yeah, so we'll just start from the bottom of the list here. So at 9:44, we traded AYRO short, actually. So that was one of the first short trades I've ever done. Ever kind of in the stock market. I've shorted Bitcoin before, but I've never shorted. Oh, actually, I did the Beyond Meat short swing trade that I got stopped out on, but other than that, not really anything during the day. So this is one of the first ones. So my reasoning behind this was AYRO is obviously an EV stock, so electric vehicle stock, and the king of electric vehicle stocks is Tesla. So at this point in the morning, this is zoomed in here right at the 9:30 open. You can see how Tesla was really pulling back hard. Meanwhile, AYRO was doing the opposite, really extending right here. So I decided to, right here, take a little short trade. I've never done that before, so I only went 10 shares, really small. And I kind of just thought that this would pull back just because Tesla was too, right? This is the same area. So yeah, entered in here short, and I was kind of watching this high here. We broke above it briefly and then had a huge flush, and I covered there before VWAP. Obviously, it dumped a lot further, just further confirming my hypothesis there. But that's okay because I know from my long bias trading that VWAP bounces are pretty common. So right there covered. It was about a 10-cent move and made about $1 only on 10 shares. So plus commissions, that was probably only like, I don't know, what did it say in the screenshot? 29 cents, but my first ever short trade I'm pretty hyped on. I need to set up some sort of hotkeys. I don't have anything set up for shorting. Set up something so that I could cover this faster with hotkeys, because my other trades today, my long trades, I use in hotkeys, and they're just so much better than using this order entry panel. If you guys remember from yesterday, I had that really bad miss out because I didn't have hotkeys. So now today I'm using the hotkeys, really quick entries and really nice trades with those hotkeys. So yeah, that was the first trade of the day there, that little short, as you can see here. It looks like it was shortable in the mornings, but now it says it's not shortable, so I'm wondering if all the shares available to borrow for Interactive Brokers have been like taken up or something. That's interesting. Yeah, so that was the first trade. And then the second trade of the day was on AIHS. And this one had a really nice run pre-market. It's an investment, like online investment company, and their float is 11 million. So I definitely had this on watch list. This is one of the top ones I had. And you can see it really ended up selling off on the open there. And the reasoning I took this trade is because this is a Fibonacci level. So I'm starting to draw my support and resistance levels based on the fib levels. They're really accurate. So you can see they line up there. So from the peak here, we pulled back to the 38.2, and on this move here, we broke past the 23.6. So I decided that I would place a small long there. Went in with 50 shares. And this is just goes back to my skill that's just getting better and better about reading the tape. So I saw that we had a nice big spike here, held for a minute. If you can see, there's this little 1-minute candle pullback on this on that Fibonacci level. Also was some resistance here, so now flipped as support, and I was trying to get in front of the front side of these moves. So the market we're in right now has not had many bounces, and one of my goals for July was to get more on the front side of the moves instead of capturing that backside bounce. So here we haven't broken VWAP yet, but I was anticipating the break of VWAP, and I took a starter of 50 shares, and I was planning to add if this thing really started to open up. But yeah, so we bought in there 50 shares AIHS at 196, and we just sold them at 203 because I saw this thing was pretty extended on the 1 minute, and usually it comes slamming back down to VWAP or some area of like for instance, yeah, this 192 area. So I wanted to maybe re-enter there. Really thought about a re-entry when it popped up a second time, but kept my patience because I know how easily it can get faked out. If you look at the 3-minute chart, we didn't even close a 3-minute candle over VWAP, and this made a pretty clear doji candle, so I decided not to re-enter. Turned out to be a pretty good decision because this thing just continued to sell off. So nice little scalp there on AIHS, banking only about 350 there, plus commissions probably only about $3, 250. But this just goes to show I'm just still learning my strategy. Once I get a couple months under my belt where I can make $9 a day consistently, all I have to do is the exact same thing except up it to 500 shares. If I upped it to 500 shares, I'd be up what was that, like $35, up it to 5,000 or 500, or no, 5,000 shares. Yeah, you're up 350. So just gonna slowly up my share size once I feel really confident, and that was something I actually did feel today. It was extremely confident. I wrote in my journal I felt like I was trading in some sort of zone where I was just completely carefree, no hesitation. I knew what to do and when to do it. It was a really good feeling this morning. I was completely locked in to what was happening. So yeah, that's a clear sign there why you want to use multiple time frames. Really clear rejection there by VWAP, and I still don't think we've gotten above it at all today. We actually broke below. So yeah, really nice little scalp there when it had strength, and then backing off when it didn't. Third trade today was on Solo. So this is the electric car company stock. I don't know why that got all messed up. Basically what that was supposed to be was a triangle showing how we sort of consolidated early in the day, and this little triangle popped up, broke the initial high of day to the upside, and this was actually a short trade. If I go to the 1 minute, I took another short here because still, even when this thing was popping, Tesla was also popping, but it just looked weaker. It wasn't having any sort of clean breakouts. So I kept these three on watch all together here. So I got Tesla, AYRO, and Solo, and you can see that they all have very similar movements because they're all part of the same sector. So I keep those ones together so I can see what they're all doing, and not just the individual one. So I decided, I got nailed the first short trade, so let's try a second one. So I went ahead and got short right up here in front of this resistance level. Wait, what resistance was this? Oh, I might have actually drawn this afterwards, after the fact. So there was no resistance level here. We were just pushing into high of day, and this is just me basically guessing where the top is. Not the best strategy, but I'm getting pretty good at reading the tape in the morning and seeing when a bunch of big sellers pop up. And once again, very small size here, 10 shares short, and this one another 10-cent move. I shorted at shorted there at 541, short 10 shares, and covered there at 532. So really nice. And my second short trade ever, also a green trade. Only made about 90 cents on that, plus commissions. Nothing basically, but it's my first two ever short trades, so I'm pretty hyped just on the execution. That's what I'm still focusing on. And then this thing started making a really nice formation right here, actually. So you can see this is the initial high of day. We're consolidating with this downtrend line, and this is a clear TTG triangle. So that's part of the chat room I'm in. Yeah, if you guys are ever in TTG, you'll know what I'm talking about. Also, it kind of looks like some sort of bull flag, so I was really watching this closely, and then unfortunately it just didn't work out. Wasn't enough buyers there to keep it above VWAP or the initial high of day. Yeah, so that was the third trade, and then the last trade of the day, biggest one, was on NNVC. Oops. There we go. Messed up my chart a little bit there. Let's just make sure these are all synced up. Okay, so this one here had a really nice run pre-market, and if you do a Fibonacci retracement from the high there, I've lined up all my support and resistance with this. So from the high, we pulled back to about the 50%, held that, and then looked like we were going to try and break VWAP and this 38.2 level. So I was watching that pretty closely there. I'll zoom into the 1 minute just so it's easier to see. So here we are coming up, and then we had a little bit of a break there. This one might actually be easier to see on the 3 minute. So a couple tries to break it. There's one try here, second try here, and you can see how nicely we were holding this 880 level. We went below but then quickly went up, found support again. Kind of looks like some sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? This being the first shoulder, head, second shoulder. So that's kind of what I was seeing. Ended up buying the dip slightly here with only 25 shares because it's a $9 stock. You know, it's a little more cash on the table. And I was watching this 935 area very closely because I knew that was a Fibonacci level, also some resistance here. We pulled back to VWAP for a second, thought about adding, but I wanted to see this thing really open up. I was planning to hold this more, and then if we opened up to like 980, take profits there, and then buy back again on that fib level on a dip. We end up popping. It's a really weak pop, and I know that this is a key resistance level, and you can see once again not even closing a 3-minute candle above, just barely on this one. So I took my profit there for about a 35-cent gain or something, and then made on that one $5.75 with commissions, about $5. So that was the big trade of the day. The other ones were kind of just little patters. And yeah, with that I waited. It had this huge flush right after I sold. That was the weakness I was sensing. It couldn't push up much more. I don't think there was any sort of daily level. Oh yeah, there actually was right here. So 955 you can see was the high right here, and we pretty much found resistance exactly at 955 right there. So that's why you always want to keep an eye on the daily level. That's why I have this one right beside. And we pulled way back, big red candle, and then we're unable to keep that momentum. So lucky again that I got out there with a nice gain, and then this thing pulled way back and I didn't re-enter at all, and it's still pulling back. So pretty nice little pop there. Getting kind of lucky because I really thought this thing was going to open up towards $10, but that just didn't happen. And yeah, that's pretty much it today. Just a little wallet powder day. Really good execution. Happy with my trades. I wrote in here, like, after this trade I was really just in the zone. I don't know how else to describe it. So about an hour and a half into the day I was completely focused, carefree attitude. Like, not the bad kind of carefree where I don't care if I'm losing money, but I wasn't worried. I wasn't overthinking anything. I saw these strength pushes here and on solo over VWAP, and I was just oh no, that was the short AIHS. Yeah, these strength pushes right here, and I was able to just capitalize on that strength even though there wasn't much today. I know that in a hotter market these things really will continue upwards. So yeah, a market like this, you just really got to take your profits. If you can see, this was my main watch list for the day, all these stocks here. So these were the leading gappers, like NNVC, AIHS, DGLY, all of them selling off here. And pretty much all day, they only had one decent move in the morning. Everything, nothing really breaking the high of day or even pre-market highs. These top three here were the best ones, and none of them really pulled through at all. So yeah, just a day where you really want to just keep your wins, not go for any sort of home runs. Basically, if I just build up some sort of cushion on the month, if the momentum comes back in, I can take bigger risk on some good setups, and if not, I just have a small green month. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, pretty hyped on my first short trades today too, and yeah, when you're trading, now that I know what I'm doing, kind of, it feels easy. Like I sit down in the morning and I have a routine now. I know what I'm looking for. I know what stocks I trade. I know what setups I like. I know how to manage my risk. I know what's good, what isn't, where to get in, where to get out, and it's starting to feel fun and easy. You know, it's fun to take these trades and make money. It's fun. So that's a really good feeling, knowing that I'm making that kind of progress. And I'm really hyped, like 4 green trades in a row. You know, say I had, instead of using 100 or 10, 50, and 25 shares, let's say I'm using 10, 50, I mean 500, 100, 250 shares. Well, I'd be up like over $100 today. So I think that reality is going to come really soon. You know, if I can start making $100 a day, even $80 a day, I'm going to be really happy. So it all starts here with building that consistency with small size, and I think I'm really starting to get there. Hotkeys are a must. They're so nice. I recommend hotkeys for any sort of trading you're doing. It makes your life a million times easier. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything is kind of just dying off. I don't really know if I'm going to stick around for Power Hour. Probably just going to lock in that little green day for today and hit it again tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Breakout trading, recaps every day. Also some live trade footage. And yeah, adios.